what training his department's employees receive about financial regulations.
And the Minister for Health and Social Care, Mr Ashford.
Thank you, Mr President. All government departments and other designated bodies defined in the Treasury Act are subject to the training requirements set out in the financial regulations in Financial Practice Note FPNA.05. The Financial Practice Note states that all officers must complete Treasury's Financial Governance Foundation course within 3 months of appointment and then every 5 years thereafter. There are additional requirements for budget holders, accountable officers, ministers and members of designated bodies. There are 5 online courses which cover these requirements, which can be accessed via the Isle of Man Government e-learning portal. Since the introduction of the online training courses, over 1,000 DHSC employees have completed the financial training courses. Prior to the e-learning system being available, employees were trained in the classroom.
Question 6, Honourable Member for Ramsey, Mr Hooper. Sorry, did you, Ms Sage, you didn't indicate supplementary. Do you wish one?
Yes, please, Mr President. Thank you. Thank you. The Minister, on the 26th of November, you said that there was no receipt system in place at nursing stations. And quite clearly within the cash handling document that you've talked about today, one of the very first points is receipt mechanisms to be put in place. Can the Minister confirm that he will ensure that appropriate receipt processes are in place for receipting cash that's delivered to any of his locations?
Minister to reply.
Thank you, Mr President. I think we're convoluting 2 issues here. The question refers to the financial regulations. The financial regulations are the financial regulations as I laid out by Treasury and covering by the Treasury Act. What the Honourable Member is referring to is the cash handling policies internally within the department, which was subject to the question on the 26th of November. As I've stated, particularly in a hospital setting, Mr President, the primary focus of the nurses, etc., is to assist the person with medical issues. It's not to stand there counting their change.
Mr Speaker, supplementary.
Thank you, Mr President. I hope the Minister won't mind me asking whether he and this department members have undergone the training as well.
Minister to reply.
Thank you, Mr President. I can speak for myself and say that when I became Minister, I did.
Supplementary, Ms Sage.
Thank you, Mr President. I'm just a little bit concerned that we are talking about financial regulations, that the Minister doesn't feel that the nurses' stations should be responsible for receipting people's money, if there is any. It's quite clear in the financial regulations that they should, and I think a process needs to be in place. They have a process in place, it just needs to be a receipt system.
Mr Ashford.
Mr President, my understanding is it has to be logged, and that is exactly what does occur. The money is actually logged. They're 2 very different things, receipting and logging. As I say, in a hospital setting, the primary focus of the medical professionals is to ensure that person is actually is being treated accordingly. I would not expect that nurses' primary focus would be on counting every penny that a patient comes in with.
Final supplementary, Ms Edge.
Thank you, Mr President. It's quite clear in the financial practice note that the Minister is talking about. It says, when handling cash and receiving monies, all officers must ensure that serial numbered receipts are issued. Can the Minister confirm that he'll ensure this is in place?
Minister to reply.
Mr President, I will have it looked at.